Hello everyone, I am Johnson. Today, let's learn how to make floating tabs. Floating tabs are a mobile navigation pattern commonly used to provide navigation for multiple tabs or tabbed pages. Unlike traditional tab bars, floating tabs are typically displayed in a floating manner at the edge of the screen, rather than being fixed at the top or bottom. This design maximizes screen space utilization and offers a more flexible navigation experience. Characteristics: floating position. Floating tabs can be positioned on one side of the screen, such as the left or right, or in other positions for easy access by users. Floating effect. Floating tabs can appear or disappear with animations or transition effects to enhance user attention and interaction experience. Tab content. Each floating tab is typically associated with a specific page or functionality, and the corresponding content is displayed on the screen when the user selects a tab. Let's create the prototype. First, drag in a dynamic panel to create the floating tab bar. Enter the dynamic panel and drag in a rectangle to create the floating button. Set the corner radius to 100, remove the border, change the fill color to black, and adjust its size and position. Then drag in a triangle and place it on top of the rectangle, adjusting its style. Group them together. Add a dynamic panel state. Drag in a rectangle. Set the corner radius to 100. Remove the border and change the fill color to semi-transparent blue. Switch to the icons library. Drag in a home icon, a search icon, and a user icon. Switch back to the default library. Drag in a rectangle and change its shape to a triangle. Rotating it to point to the right. Adjust its style. Distribute these 4 buttons horizontally. Then add a style effect to the home button, setting its fill color to purple. Copy and paste the style effect to the other icons. Set their group to 1. Name these icons as Home, Search, User, and Collapse. Overlay hotspots on these buttons. After creating the widgets for the floating tab bar, let's create the content. Drag in an inline frame. Right-click and select Toggle Border. Then create it as a dynamic panel and name it Content. Next, create a new page and name it Home. Drag in a heading and name it Home. Then drag in a rectangle to represent the page content. Duplicate the page and name it Search. Change the page title to Search. Duplicate the page again and name it Me. Change the title to Me. Go back to the main page. Change the dynamic panel state name to Home. Double-click the inline frame. Link it to the home page. Then duplicate a new state and name it Search. Link the inline frame to the search page. Duplicate another state and name it Me. Link the inline frame to the Me page. Next, let's create the interactions. Enter the dynamic panel. Select the shape on the right side and add a click interaction. Set the bottom dynamic panel state to State 2. Add a slide left animation with a duration of 200 milliseconds. Enter State 2. Select the hotspot of the rightmost button icon. Add a click interaction. Set the dynamic panel state to State 1. Add a slide right animation. Next, select the hotspot of the home icon. Add a click interaction. Set the content dynamic panel state to Home. Select the home icon. Copy the interaction. Select the hotspot of the search icon. Paste the interaction. Set the content dynamic panel state to Search. Select the search icon. Select the hotspot of the user icon. Paste the interaction. Set the content dynamic panel state to Me. Select the Me icon. By default, select the home icon. Preview the prototype. When you click the floating icon in the bottom right corner, the floating tab bar expands. You can scroll the content. Clicking on the tab buttons will switch the content area to the corresponding content. Clicking the collapse button will collapse the floating tab bar into the floating icon. If you like my video, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel.